Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Empowerment with Elizabeth. Today I am here with my sweet new friend Nellani, and she is going to talk to us a little bit about her sorority experience. So, Nellani, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, so my name is Nellani, and I'm currently a junior at the University of Mississippi. I'm a very proud Pi Beta Phi, where I currently serve as the chapter president.
I love it. I love it. So, talk to us a little bit about, what you were most nervous for before you went through recruitment.
So I think what I was most nervous for when I was going through recruitment was just really the feeling of being conflicted at the end of the week. I really was worried that I would go through the process, and I was more worried that I would find multiple houses that I loved rather than feel like I couldn't find my place somewhere. Um, I really felt like during the process, though, I really felt drawn towards Pi Phi, and I really feel like I did find the place where I belong. But I would say that that was probably the most nerve wracking part, was feeling like at the end I would have this really big decision to make.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about what, on kind of the flip side, what your favorite part of going through recruitment was.
So I just have to say, I absolutely love recruitment. I've loved every single part of it. I love being the PNM. I love being an active during it. I feel like my favorite part was there's nothing like when they open those doors and there's all kinds of screaming and jumping and music and dancing. And it's just a really fun environment. Like, it's an electric feeling to be able to walk into that house and know that you're welcomed and you're about to have a really fun time. I've loved getting to do that as an active as well. You get to dance around with some of your best friends and welcome in these new girls. And I definitely think just those first few seconds of the doors opening and all of that kind of, it's chaos, but it's like a beautiful chaos. And I think that that's probably definitely my favorite part of like any part of recruitment, being a PNM or active, just that first couple moments.
I love that. I love that. So talk about what your favorite or what your lifesaver item was. So, recruitment is in the summer in Mississippi and it's really hot and you're having to run all over the place and then still have energy to have a coherent conversation with a ton of different people. So what item in your little, like the little Ziploc that they give you, what item was your lifesaver during recruitment week?
So I always packed a pair of shoes. I actually packed a pair of Chacos. And so the moment that I would walk out of a house, I would go grab my bag, put on my Chacos. Because, like you said, in Mississippi, you get a little hot, you get a little sweaty, you get nervous, and your shoes are sliding, or your feet are sliding all in those, um, in your heels. And then you're walking down the hill of, walking down the hill of Rebel Drive, and you're slipping and sliding everywhere. And I definitely think that that was something that was an absolute must during recruitment, was bringing a pair of shoes so you could just switch right out.
That was one of my go-tos too. But talk about how your perception has shifted. You said that you loved recruitment on both sides, but I feel like you've definitely probably learned some things, being on the, I guess, backside of it now. So talk about how your perception of recruitment has shifted.
So I really felt like when I went through recruitment, because it's on such a big scale, I thought, like, how would I ever be remembered? How would I ever, feel like people actually really got to know me? But honestly, being as an active during the process, I have completely shifted gears of, it is a very individualized process. It goes like clockwork, and it seems like it's kind of very like methodical, and it has to be to accommodate all of those people and scheduling. But I definitely feel like now, you do get to know those people super well. So I think I kind of think about that a little bit differently. And you also feel different because, it's very personal for you when you are the PNM. But then when you're an active, it is almost like it's a labor of love. Like, you don't know who your girls are going to be that you get at the end of the week. Anybody that walks in that door could run home to you on bid day. So you really feel like, you're keeping that energy up for someone else. And I think that's something really unique that you get to give to your sisters, is knowing that they put in all of that hard work for that week, keeping you in mind, even though they didn't know they were keeping you in mind. And then it's like almost a proud mom moment whenever you get to bid day, and then all the PNMs are at home and they're so happy, and you're like, okay, I got no sleep for the past week, but it was worth it.
That's so true. That's so true. And I love what you say about, how am I going to be remembered if there's like 50 bajillion girls that are doing the exact same thing that I'm doing? But it really is so true that on the other side, almost every girl that walks through the door. I mean, I still I just started dating my boyfriend like a couple months ago and met his cousins and he was like, yeah, they went through recruitment, like probably you probably don't remember them. I was like, I know exactly where I know. Yes, I know who this is. Like, of course I do. They went through recruitment while I was inactive. Of course I do. So
Yes,
you really do you remember them, and
you
it's always
do.
great to see them around campus too, and be like, hey girl, like I know you, but you don't know me.
Right. Yeah.
But talk about how you balance, school and sorority. How do you find that balance?
So obviously, as the president, I've taken on more responsibility than like the typical member would. And obviously, being in a sorority as a member, there is a time commitment aspect to it. I think specifically on Ole Miss that our campus, like Panhellenic community, has really done a good job at allowing members to kind of have a house in a way that works into their lifestyle. Like lots of the houses have meals. You can live in the house. There's academic help. You can study in the house. There's all different kinds of things. So you don't have to feel like you have to set aside time for your sorority. You can kind of work it into your daily life and make it something that you kind of subconsciously do while you can hang out with your sisters, but you don't have to think about that. You're like, oh, I need to study, and then you run into somebody at the house. So I think that's something that's kind of really helped me is kind of like integrating my daily tasks and daily to-do list with that chapter as much as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, final question. If you could give one piece of advice to a girl going through recruitment this fall, what would it be?
It's going to be a stressful week, and you will feel all of the emotions. Every single emotion that there is, you will feel it during recruitment week. As corny as it sounds, this is what you always hear, but you need to trust the process.
Yeah.
Even if you open your bid card and it has different Greek letters on it than you were expecting, your sorority experience is really what you make it.
Mhm.
When I was going through recruitment, I was like, oh my gosh, like I would look up to the chapter presidents of every single house and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I would love to be them. Like they have to put in so much time, they have to put in so much effort. And, I honestly thought it was kind of like a pipeline dream. I kind of thought, I come from a really small town, there's so many girls. What are the chances of that? But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get involved. I'm going to, meet people, work in leadership, and if I feel like it's something I'm good at, I'm going to continue doing it. And clearly I continued doing it until I reached as high as I could go. But I that is one thing that I would just remind them is it really, I know it feels like you fall in love with a house and you feel like that has to be your house or you're just not meant to be in Greek life. But I really would urge the girls to think about it in terms of you only have 4 years to enjoy this.
Mhm.
And then I'm a junior and I'm already getting oh my gosh, I'm about to graduate. And, this has been such a big part of my life for the past couple years. And then, I'm going to graduate and you're going to make lifelong friends, but your life's going to look a lot different. You're going to be in different parts of the country and, you're going to be at different parts of your life after you graduate. And so you really should just, even though it's a stressful week, try to think ahead as much as you can and just say, wherever I end up is where I'm supposed to be. And then the second that you open that bid card, be prepared to just dive right in and take advantage of those moments because it flies by.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Nellani, for coming on and chatting and, taking time out of the first week back to just come and chit chat about your experience.
Well, thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you.
Of course, of course. And I will see the rest of you guys on our next episode. Bye, y'all.